Okay, guys, today we'll be discussing about the human intellectual understanding of code. Yeah, so the human intellectual understanding of code. How does your brain interpret everything you see in that code statement? How does your brain see it? So we'll be looking at that. Why? Why does it seem like that? And even sometimes it's not the way because especially if you are just starting you are just in beginning. It's not the way a ordinary. It's not the way it should be seen that your brain sees it. That's why you have challenges with understanding. So today we'll look at how your brain, the human interpretation to that language. So stay tuned to the end, guys. Subscribe, like, and share.
Humans, interpretation to coding vertical line, a better approach to programming. In the evolving world of technology, coding is often seen as a mechanical skill, a structured set of commands written to make machines act. But beyond the syntax, semicolons, and algorithms lies a much deeper concept, human interpretation. At its core, programming is a language not just for computers, but for humans to communicate intent, logic, creativity, and problem solving. The way we interpret code is heavily influenced by how we think. Welcome to David Oluwason TechRise. At DavKids want to make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more wonderful content. How we process logic, and how we approach problems. Yet, the gap between human thought and machine syntax has led to a disconnect, making programming feel like a cold, technical skill rather than an expressive, intuitive practice. The disconnect, human thinking versus machine syntax. Humans don't naturally think in loops, conditions, or memory allocation. We think in patterns, goals, stories, and analogies. Traditional programming languages like C++, Java, or even Python require translating our fluid ideas into rigid structures that machines can understand. This translation is where frustration and inefficiency often arise. Errors, bugs, and misunderstandings in code rarely stem from bad logic, they arise from misinterpretation, poor abstraction, or syntax constraints. The problem isn't always the coder, it's the interface between human intention and machine language. Towards a better approach, programming that respects human thinking. To build a better approach to programming, we must shift our perspective from teaching humans to think like machines to designing tools that help machines understand how humans think. Here are a few ways this vision is taking shape. 1. High-level, expressive languages. Modern languages like Python, Ruby, or Julia aim to be more readable and closer to natural language. These languages reduce the syntactic noise and allow developers to focus on what they want to achieve, not just how to achieve it. 2. Visual programming and no-code tools. Platforms like Scratch, Bubble, and Node-RED are democratizing programming by enabling users to build logic visually. This is especially powerful for non-developers and early learners, as it aligns with how we intuitively understand workflows and processes. 3. AI-assisted coding. Tools like GitHub Copilot, Chat, and Code Whisperer are bridging the gap by translating plain English into functional code. These tools don't just make coding faster, they change the way we learn and teach programming, by letting humans describe intent and letting the machine handle the translation. 4. Human-centered development environments. Modern IDEs are becoming smarter. Features like real-time feedback, syntax suggestion, code refactoring, and error highlighting are all ways that the interface is adapting to the human brain, not the other way around. The future of coding, conversations, not commands. Imagine programming as a conversation between the human and the machine, not a dictation. In this future, developers won't have to memorize syntax or conform to strict rules. They will simply describe what they want and the machine will suggest, generate, and validate solutions in real time. This approach isn't science fiction. It's already happening in small pieces. The next frontier is making programming inclusive, intuitive, and empathetic, treating code not just as instruction for a machine, but as expression for a human. Conclusion. Coding is not just about giving commands to a computer, it's about expressing logic, solving problems, and bringing ideas to life. When we begin to honor the human side of programming, we open the door to a more creative, inclusive, and intuitive tech world. The future of programming lies not in complexity, but in clarity. Not in learning how machines think, but in building systems that understand how we think. Let us code for humans, and the machines will follow.